We have a pastor and counselor in studio. Welcome to the show, Daniel.
Asante sana.
Na leo nimepata title zote kabla niseme tunaongelelea nini. This is a very touchy conversation.
Very touchy.
Maybe
very
you can
touchy.
introduce yourself before I just lead you right into
Sawa sawa. Thank you for having me here. My name is Daniel Nyundo. As you've mentioned, a pastor, also a counselor, and also an entrepreneur. So I'm happy to be here to share on the topic and believe that somebody will receive some kind of help, some kind of insight. As you're saying, it's a very touchy subject.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, because people will never come out and be like, oh, I'm a narcissist. No, never. But then we'll always have people saying, I was in a relationship with one. So we're talking about narcissism and codependency.
Yes.
Maybe we can just start off by breaking down and explaining what these two words mean.
Okay. I'll start off with codependent.
Okay.
Yeah, the codependent. First of all, these two are personality disorders. Now, when we speak about personality, we are talking about how somebody develops the ability to interact with people. You know, it's a formation from within. And this dictates how you interact with people, how you view life.
Yeah.
And both these two come from the same place.
Ooh.
They've suffered childhood trauma, but they've adapted and taken two different directions. So the codependent recoils. The codependent is a person who does not love themselves too much. It's hard to work with self-love. So this person is very recoiled, very subdued. They are expecting love from outside. They don't have a good view of themselves. The narcissist takes the opposite side of the spectrum. Now this person is boisterous, goes all out. This person, due to the trauma they faced, they go overboard.
Okay.
So the narcissist will demand things in a grand extent. You understand? So they are from the same place. The codependent lacks self-love. They need to be assured. They need to be reaffirmed. They are looking for love. They are looking to be understood. They are looking to be welcomed. The narcissist, because of the childhood trauma, they become defensive. So their mantra is, I'll hurt you before you hurt me. I'll keep my grounds safe. I won't feel. I won't have any empathy. Because feeling is weakness. And when I feel, I'm taken back to a place in my childhood where, because personality is formed by the caregiver. Personality comes at that. How a caregiver interacts. You can picture this, a mother interacting with a child. That's where now personality begins to form. There's a difference between temperaments and personality.
Okay.
Temperaments are innate. You're born with them. You're either sanguine, you're either choleric, you're either phlegmatic, you're either melancholic.
Yeah.
And that is genetically passed down. But when it comes to personality, this is, the interaction with a caregiver.
Yeah.
So if there's any kind of trauma, and they both come from the same place, like I was saying, it's abandonment issues, loneliness,
Okay.
rejection.
Yeah.
So they both form a way of survival. So the codependent will recoil, very quiet, very to themselves. They don't want to attempt things too much. They don't want to put themselves out there. They don't want rejection. But now the narcissist is, take it by force. I will reject you before you reject me.
I'd rather be the one doing the things instead of being the one on the receiving end.
Exactly.
Have you experienced any of this or?
In fact, the way I came across this topic was from a personal point of view.
Okay.
I came to realize I was actually leaning on the codependent side. Because looking at my interactions, I would find myself, needing approval of people. Even from childhood, growing up. How this came across after doing some research, my father was not in our lives from a certain period of time. And I think it was an unresolved issue, and I carried that along. So I would always be the boy who was looking up to the elder boys, Doing research on that, I realized I was looking for a father figure. So you'd find me in the confines of elder boys. I'd want to be like them, see how they do things. I'd want to be part of the team. And I'd find myself being taken advantage of, you know. I'd hear my friends saying that this guy, you can take advantage of him. You know, if
you'd hear them say that.
I'd hear now from, you know, another friend.
Okay.
I'd be like, why do people think they can take
advantage of me?
You know, what is it about me? So growing up, even entering relationships, and I was a shy type, the shy guy, the nice guy. And one thing we need to understand that the codependent exists in that space, being the nice guy.
Okay.
But being nice doesn't necessarily mean doing good.
You're just quiet.
Yes, you're just quiet.
You're like, yes. What?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
sour.
I don't want war.
No.
I don't want confrontation.
No.
So if Mikali tells me, let's burn this place, I'll be like, okay, fine, let's.
Doesn't sound like such a very good thing to do, but that's what you want, Mikali.
As long as Mikali would be happy and
Yeah.
she'll think, you know, a whole lot about me,
Yes.
I'm game. You know. So I kept falling into those traps. In school, I was always named amongst the top 4 misbehaved boys.
Misbehaved?
Yes.
Weren't you like the quiet, nice one?
I was, but I was attracted
Hanging
to,
out. Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
the alpha boys, so to say.
Yes.
You know, those who are doing things, because it's something that I wanted to explore. You know, there's this emptiness that I was feeling inside of me, and I could only experience it through others. So I'd find myself attracted to the bad boys, so I'd be named amongst the top, and I would ask myself, there is nothing that I'm doing wrong, but the company that I was keeping.
Yeah.
So moving on forward, even to the relationships, the kind of ladies I'd attract, my friends.
What are you saying? How would they be like?
Now, the thing we need to understand is that the codependent will always be attracted to the narcissist. And the narcissist will always be attracted to the codependent.
Because it's easier for the narcissist to take advantage of the codependent, and then you are looking at this boisterous human being who is full of life.
This is God to me, This is,
That's how they interrelate.
That is how they interrelate. And it happens also very much in relationships.
Okay.
Because the narcissist is very calculative. You see, the calculation is coming from the place of pain. I'll never allow anybody to hurt me ever again.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw one of the parents being, there would be, fights in the house.
Yes.
They'd see probably the father take advantage of the mother. There would be abuse. The narcissist comes from the place where a father would not hug them, or whatever compliment they would get would be out of competition. Yeah. So it would be, Mikali, you have to be better than so and so. There has to be something that you're doing. Yeah. You understand? So the narcissist forms this defense mechanism. So they when they see the codependent, they see somebody who's weak, somebody who will worship them, somebody who will adore them. They won't have to work too much to get anything from them. The codependent sees the narcissist as a god. They worship them. So that balance works so much for the narcissist. So in relationships, that's what would happen. Mikali, I would be scouted.
Scouted?
Yes. I would get into relationships where I think I'm the one who's calling the shots, but the shots were being called on me.
Getting out of that because you're in a relationship that in your head works for you. Because this is amazing. Look at how they are. God. They are so confident.
Yes.
This is exactly what I need. Just being under their shadow.
Yes.
Getting out of that space. How do you even realize that this is not for you, good for you?
It takes almost the act of God. Because like you're saying, the narcissist will love bomb. That's a term I know that you guys are aware of.
Yeah.
Their love bombing is out of this world. It's like a high you've never experienced
before.
Because you see, on the spectrum, we have the spectrum. Being healthy is in the middle.
Okay.
The codependent is on one end,
and
the narcissist is on the other end.
You know what? Let's just take a very short commercial break and we'll be right back. This is very, very interesting, and I hope you are paying attention to what Daniel is saying this morning. And you can send in all your questions on 111-444-111. That is our SMS line, or Switch TV KE on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mikali. We have Daniel Nyundo in the building, and we're talking about two sort of like interrelated personalities that come from the same place, mostly trauma that you've gone through childhood. We're talking about codependency and narcissism, and you are explaining to us how you, as a codependent, you were scouted.
Yes.
You did not know, and you thought, see, I'm the man in this relationship, so of course I'm calling the shots. But no.
I came to learn that a lot of the ladies I interacted with had done a pre-scouting of me. You know.
All of them?
Most of them. Yes. I thank God for my wife now, Catherine, if you're watching. Salams kwako. I thank God for her. But before that, you'd find ladies with narcissistic traits would sort out after me. Because in our interactions, they would realize that this is a person who's into people-pleasing. The people-pleasing comes from the place of wanting acceptance. That's the cry of a codependent, acceptance. They've suffered rejection, so they grow up believing there's something wrong with them. Whomever left because there was something wrong with me. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't providing what they were needing. Even from that state of childhood. Whatever trauma I faced was my fault. I wasn't good enough. So that becomes the play in the head. So now they become target. I actually call them prey for the narcissist. You see, the narcissist has put themselves in a place where they will domineer. They're to dominate. They won't play second fiddle to anyone. So who do they target? The codependent. So I'd find myself in those situations. The ladies I'd interact with would be people who have gone through pain. And I don't know what happens. Pain attracts pain. Trauma attracts trauma.
That's true.
So I would find myself in relationships where we have issues. I'm having my issues, she's having her issues, but somehow we fit together. And like I was telling you, the love bombing stage, wonderful. It's out of this world. It's
for anybody who's hearing this for the very first time, what are some of the things to look out for when someone is love bombing you? Love bombing,
things are rushed. Things are, you're swept off your feet. That the ground is removed from under you. You'd sit and even be in amazement. You're like, is all this happening to me? You understand? They show, and the thing is, a healthy person will recognize a narcissist or a codependent. They've come into contact with healthy love. But you see, the codependent has come from a place where they've come from rejection, and there's nothing.
You're getting all this love.
Yes, and there's nothing as bad, Mikali, as not loving yourself. You're with yourself 24/7.
That's true.
So it doesn't matter how many people are showing you love. If you don't know how to love yourself, it becomes an issue. And the codependent exists on that. The narcissist knows it. They'll show you love that you've never seen before. The words will be, I don't know which vocabulary to use. The outings, you'll be dared. The gifts, the dares, the risks. A codependent doesn't take any risks. But they love the narcissist. The narcissist is risky. No boundaries, no reservations. It's all the way. So the codependent gets thrown onto this. Now this, Mikali, is like a drug. You're slowly becoming addicted. And they do that because what happens with a narcissist, they need several supplies. Of everything.
Oh my God.
Yes. So if it's love, it's not just from you. There are several people lined up to offer them what they need. So they'll love bomb you. Love bomb you gets you into their cage, their hook. Then you start noticing disappearing acts. That's what I would see. We would love each other so much, but now disappearing acts.
They're getting their supply elsewhere at this time. You're already hooked. That means
I'm already hooked.
I don't need to keep. I'm not love bombing you anymore.
No, you already have me. I'm already in the. I've never experienced something like this. This is, heaven and beyond. So they have you in that spot. Then when a narcissist knows they have you, you see, they are very strategic and they are bringing you to a certain point. When they have you at that point and they know there's nothing now you can do, now they begin to move away and look for another supply. So they go around.
Is this intentional?
It's survival.
It's survival.
It's survival for them.
So it's not conscious of I'm going to do this to you.
Because
it just feels calculated, manipulative. It's like, how can you be that person?
Okay, I'll be disappoint many and say it's actually what you're saying. These people are very strategic. Out of what they've experienced, their life has to be. A narcissist exists in control.
Okay.
Control is they have to control the situation. Like I was saying, I was being scouted. It's an issue of control. This lady wants to make sure this guy, I can get him. I know I'm not okay. I know there's some defects with me. So I need a guy who will be able to withstand. The narcissist loves that the codependent has extreme levels of understanding,
patience.
Taking pain. You understand?
Yeah.
And they know they need that. A healthy person will not stay there. Mikali, a healthy person meets a narcissist, they're like, oh, nice to meet you. No. Yeah, it's there. But a codependent will want to. The codependent, I was looking for attention. So if I would meet somebody and they would give me some kind of attention, that would register somewhere in me. I'd want to follow a bit. I'd want to be interested a bit. You understand? And the narcissist knows that. So they use that. They get you hooked bit by bit. So you keep following. Them, they're looking for worship. They're looking to be adored. They're looking to be told they are greater than life.
Yeah.
And the codependent is good at that because their hope is one day the narcissist will embrace me. There is a love bombing that I experienced.
Yes.
The narcissist is very clever. They will withdraw it. So you keep on looking for it.
Because you still want it.
You still want it.
Yeah.
You've never experienced anything like that.
So they know how to pull it away from you.
Yes.
So that you keep going back for more, please. Just one more hit. It's a drug, right?
It is. It is. And they know that. They need you. But the only way to keep you is not through a healthy interaction, but by giving you so much, then taking it away.
How do you get out of that? How did you? You're in a healthy relationship now.
Very healthy relationship. Yes. And first of all, I had to ask myself, what's happening?
Yeah.
Because I'd always be empty, the love that I was experiencing, the interaction. And it's not just in relationship. Like I said, friendships, workplace setting, family. You'd find it also in family. So I'd ask myself, why am I left empty? Why am I left yearning for more? Why is there no satisfactory, in whatever I get into? I feel like I keep on giving so much.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting anything in return? So I just began to search and to, go through it. And I came to realize, oh, my goodness, I'm suffering something from my childhood.
Okay.
The absence of a primary caregiver, put me in a place where I experienced a bit of rejection, abandonment. There was that, it's called pathological loneliness. It's where now I'm left at a place where I need to be affirmed.
Yeah.
So when I began to research that, the thing that I did is I began to learn how to love myself. One of the things that a codependent needs to do is to learn how to say no.
To say no.
No was never in my vocabulary. Yes was my key word. Yes attracted some kind of reward. Yes attracted some kind of love.
Would you go back and feel like I shouldn't have said yes?
Of course.
It was the wrong thing to do.
It was the wrong thing to do.
But then you did it.
You did it.
Said yes.
You had to please that person because maybe, you see, the codependent is afraid of being told or being affirmed what they think they are. So if I'm interacting with you, I don't want you to get to that place where you tell me, Daniel, and by the way, that's always. So I need to keep on putting myself in a good light.
Yeah.
So that Mwikali will tell me, by the way, kosawa. And by that, pleasing you. And in pleasing, it's not necessarily the right thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the healthy thing. So when you interact with a narcissist, wakijua hivyo, oh my God, you're in for a roller coaster ride. So for me, self-love, I had to discover myself. I thank God for being able to meet him. But even in terms of faith,
yes,
this disorders play out. The codependent seeing their interaction with God is like the interaction with a narcissist.
Oh.
Yes. For a narcissist, their interaction with God is like they're interacting with a codependent. This thing plays out across, the board. But I thank God, coming to salvation, receiving genuine love, knowing that God loves me. And from that, I began to learn how to love myself. Loving myself does not mean pleasing everybody. And by that, I speak to people out there.
Yes.
If we're in a situation where people are constantly demanding that you please, or not even people, you feel a need to constantly please people, I tell you the truth, you'll never get that love. Only God can love in that extent, agape love, without conditions and all that. But man will just see an opportunity to take advantage of you. So you need to understand the levels of, I can love myself. It doesn't matter what people think around me.
Yes.
As long as I love myself, I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm working on myself. If somebody says something about me, that's their opinion. We don't eat food on the same table at night. You have to be.
You have to be very
yes.
open-minded.
Yes.
And see yourself clearly and love yourself. Do you think two knacks can be together? Can they coexist?
It's
is it even possible?
It would be short-lived.
Okay.
It would be a place of explosion. It would be a place of turmoil, chaos. Why? They are both looking to be worshipped. So the battle in the house will be who will worship who. And you see, both of them, they can't. They are the ones to be worshipped. They are the ones to receive. They are the ones to have it all.
Yeah.
So it becomes, these two people will end up being, it's very chaotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our time is really up right now. I don't know how that went by so fast. One SMS here.
Okay.
Hello, guys. I relate with the topic, though I'm a codependent because of what I faced at childhood, and this is the worst feeling ever. How can one get out of this state? I hope you were paying attention because he went deeply into that and how you can get that. Just love yourself, and you don't have to do it alone.
No, you
don't.
don't.
You can seek counselors.
Yes.
You can seek God's love.
Yes.
You can get into that space, and maybe if you walk the journey right, you can get yourself out of that place. Daniel, thank you so much for coming through.
It's been a pleasure.
How can people get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me on my social media platforms. Daniel Nyundo Hammer. You will get it everywhere.
Okay.
It's a name that gave me attention. Like you can imagine being a codependent and your name is Nyundo. So I had to learn but now I love it.
Yes.
It's unique.
Okay.
And also my numbers are 0724 94 95 52. So if you need counseling, if you need somebody to walk with, to understand this more, you can get in touch with me.
Just say that number again.
0724 94 95 52.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Daniel.
yes.
Great. We're going to take a very short commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Full Circle with Wikali.